Hey everyone, this is Nitro. So in this video I'm going to be doing the SSSS final trial, and this one is honestly kind of ridiculous. So we saw that Zerida was able to nearly one-shot my Ledin, and my Ledin is nearly as well built as you possibly could have a Ledin at 5 stars. Of note, his equipment, Oath of Justice gives 5% defense, 5% magic defense, 9% hit points. Gaia's armor provides a natural 15% defense increase, but he also has 11% hit points and 10% defense increase there. Fury of Tyr is another 8% defense and 10% magic defense, and then King's Amulet gives another 8% defense and 6% magic defense. So yeah, I am lacking a bit more hit points potentially on Fury of Tyr and King's Amulet, but this is overall a really well built Ledin, and yet Zerida still left me at 200 hit points. So this battle is a clear and massive stat check in order for you to survive. So I'm going to do a breakdown of the way to clear this battle, but I am going to use my optimal parties instead of the weakest possible party to clear it. The very first step is to take out Mystery Knight. This is because Mystery Knight has an AoE attack as well as 2 single target strikes, and you're going to get rid of her no matter what. So you might as well take her out on turn 1 because she's so close to you. Characters who can one-shot Mystery Knight are Narm, Alustriel, and Omega, of course. Step 2 is after Mystery Knight is dead, the enemy starts moving, and what you need is for Langrisser to charge south, use Chivalry, and then faction buff. Right? So that way he's not attacking you with Javelin, he's not potentially killing off a character. This is because Langrisser hits ridiculously hard. With Chivalry and Javelin, he's able to one-shot anything, including my Ledin, for example. Characters that might be able to survive might be actual Lancer tanks, like Vargas, for example, like Emilia if she's in her Lancer class, like Landius potentially if he's in his Lancer class, but none of my tanks are Lancer class, so I can't survive against Langrisser. So, in any case though, if he moves down south, Chivalry with faction buff, then he's completely exposed and easy to kill. So you can easily have, let's say, your Archer character wipe out the flying soldiers of Langrisser, then another character finish him off. And then the third step of this battle would be to take out Wowler. And the reason to take out Wowler is simply because on turn 1, these 3 hang in the north pretty much. Leticia will move down the tile and then sprint Wowler and Zerida. Zerida moves next and she'll activate her Unbreakable Guardian skill to guard these 2. Then Wowler acts last, and so he's going to charge down 5 tiles. So with an exposed Wowler, you're definitely going to kill him off, right? He is going to apply Desperate Prayer on that point on both Zerida and Leticia. So what that means is you'll have to delay for a few turns before finishing off those last 2 and mopping them up. Of course, keep in mind that if you have Elwyn in your party, Elwyn can Sword Soul Zerida, applying Cannot Be Healed onto Zerida, and most importantly, also making it so that Zerida loses a bunch of buffs and so on. So that's another way of making this fight easier. If you have Elwyn, he can Sword Soul Zerida, make her unable to heal, and then that makes mopping up these 2 much easier, especially since your tank would likely be able to tank both hits as a result. So with all that covered, the battle breakdown, it's time to do my demonstration battle. Now, once again, my demonstration battle uses a ridiculous number of assassins, so not everyone can imitate it, but keep in mind that this basic strategy for this fight doesn't really change, and I'll link to various other videos from other YouTubers in my video description. Alright, so to start off this battle, what I'm going to do is going to have Zerida. Omega is here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to try something. I'm gonna have Omega shift over to the left. Just gonna have Zerida buff up Omega. And then Omega is gonna move 3, then 1, 2, then attack.
これが私の信じる心です。私の力を見せる。何すりゃいいんだ。
1, 2, 3. Cold blood. And then attack. Landford.
見てろ。矢をつがえて。
And then I'm going to have Ledin. Action buff. And then Alustriel. He's going to use neutralizing fire from the defense increasing tile. And then just one shot Mystery Knight because of the fixed damage before combat began. Let's just have Alustriel retreat. Then it's just 3 enemies who don't even have a faction buff. Alright. At this point, it should be really, really easy. I'm going to start with Zerida. And Zerida is going to actually move into melee range and Shadow Raid. Wow. Almost finishing him off in one shot. Which means the finish can easily come from Alustriel. Wow. That finish almost killed Alustriel. But it didn't. So it worked out. And then all that's left is Leticia and Zerida. So I do want them to kind of split up if possible. So why don't I try to drop a summon to cause that to happen. Let's just place it over here. And move. Let it up. Have him Divine Guard. And move Omega over. And have him ready up. There we go. So now they're split up. You know, I can completely avoid Leticia now and have everyone focus on taking down Zerida. Although I don't think I will because of Desperate Prayer being up. If he's healing before combat, it's not worth it. So let's just retreat and run away. Until Desperate Prayer is gone anyways. It shouldn't take too long. Just one more turn. Oh. Zerida got into range to attack my Ledin. And Ledin actually lives though. Interesting. And unexpected. So in that case, I'm going to want to crush Leticia. So let's start with Omega. Activating Cold Blood to range attack Leticia. And there's another one shot without a faction buff. So I'm just going to heal up Ledin here as best as I can. And Ledin's at full hit points, so he'll be fine. Right. Even if I attack Zerida right now, she's not going to take any damage because of this stupid prayer. Right. She's gonna heal it all up, any damage I deal to her. So there's no real point. I mean, I'll attack anyways, but I know realistically that healing before combat just makes nothing happen. Oh my god, look at that. Just, she is nearly absolutely smashing through everything I got on my Ledin. So it just shows how lacking my 5-star Ledin is in some ways. Fortunately, I can heal her up to full health. So this time around, I'm going to start with refreshing the faction buff so that Omega can attack. Right. And Omega's attack will be at 3 range. So not the closest character. And now that that's done, let's follow up with Alustriel. Just the slightest. My Ledin is just barely surviving. It's insane just how much damage they do. But he lives, so I can keep attacking. Oh. He went after my Zerida, but it was a suicidal melee strike, since I have the extreme magic bow now. So ridiculously easy if you have an assassin party like mine, but yeah, I mean, this is not very copyable for most people. What I do know is Alustriel can be very easily replaced by Narm. Narm can do exactly the same thing, one-shotting the Mystery Knight at the start. So, and it's not like you truly need the ignore guard part if you have both Zerida and Omega in the fight. So, there you have it. Super easy with a party like mine, otherwise ridiculously difficult. Sorry guys, I mean, I tried, I really tried with a typical party, and it just was not working out for me because I didn't have the right characters built or the right gear in general. You know, for example, I was trying to use Elwyn, but I really struggled with his free mobility and his lack of ability to retreat. So, and then like other characters would be like bringing, for example, Rachel, but my Rachel is 5 stars, not 6 stars. Bringing Yulia. Actually, Yulia probably would have worked, thinking about it now. But, oh well, in any case, thanks for watching everyone. Nitro out.